Good morning. You're very welcome to our webinar today about telecom solutions and what you should choose going forward. To make an introduction, I'm Gordon Fahy, Managing Director of Avita Communications. We're a telecoms provider, network provider, and all-round infrastructure solution provider with a head office in Galway and engineers based in Dublin and Belfast. We provide a full nationwide cover. The company has been going now for 11 years, but most of the people involved in the company have over 25 years experience in the telecoms industry. As you all know, with things changing rapidly and the move towards the cloud, there's a number of changes in the way we communicate. We've built a strategic partnership with NFON, who provide a leading European cloud solution. So essentially what I want to do first off is just give you a brief overview of Avita Communications and the services we provide. I'll open up the first slide now. So the solutions that we provide are essentially working from the traditional telephone system to the cloud telephone system and overall unified communication solutions. This includes presence, it includes diary management, it includes office working, remote working, home working, and obviously they're very prevalent at the moment. We also provide network solutions. So the most important thing about any voice or data solution is that you have the infrastructure to work it on. So we moved into the network side of things a few years ago, and essentially now we provide fixed networks and wireless networks with complete seamless usage from beginning to end. The next item there that you can see, item number 5, is mobility. It's an easy one to explain, but mobility probably doesn't sum it up fully. Essentially what mobility is being able to access your devices, being able to access your communication, your unified communications from any location. Mobility allows us to use smartphones, laptops, home working, remote working in any way, shape or form. So that covers the full topic of working outside of the office. Flexibility is the key. Obviously, with what's going on in the world at the moment, we all find that one day we're going to be in the office, the next day we might not be, and this can change overnight. And flexibility is absolutely key. And that's where I think the cloud solution is going to show you how it excels over other solutions available in the market. And also we provide call centers. Call centers essentially are anything from a 5-user call center up to a 10,000 user call center. And this gives you the flexibility of queuing and dealing with large numbers of calls, and obviously bringing out statistics, etc., of what information that how your agents have performed and how efficiently you've dealt with the calls that your business has received. Now, just to bring it back a little bit, as regards Avita Communications, we can deliver solutions to any size customer. So anything from 2 extensions or 2 network connections to 100,000 users and 100,000 network connections. We treat all of our customers exactly the same way. Essentially, we're very much a service-led company, and we provide excellent after-sale service and excellent pre-sale service to allow people to make sure that people get the right solution in the beginning. And our complete and utter differentiator from other people in the market is no matter which solution you buy, whether it's cloud or on-site or network, we will send engineers to install. We will never leave you in a scenario where you have to get the equipment shipped out to you and put it in yourself. We will always send a qualified, certified engineer out to you to get it set up properly and give you full training on the product. Jump on to the next slide now. So you can see there from the boxes the message we're trying to get across is that we offer a complete solution. So if your business requires communication solutions or infrastructure, we will provide it as a one-box solution. So you don't have to look to additional partners. We can provide you with the telephony, the network infrastructure, the the wireless LAN network, the unified communication solutions, and basically anything else that you would require to get business up and running and moved towards an infrastructure that allows you to work effectively. Also, from a mobility perspective, if you want to bring in home workers, you want to bring in laptops, tablets, smartphones, etc., all of these will be provided by Avita and essentially installed and configured by Avita. And just to jump on then, some of our customers. So you can see some of our customers listed there on the screen. Probably some of our largest customers would be the likes of the House of the Oireachtas and the Office of Public Works. But we look after everything from government to your local solicitors to your local shop. We provide the solutions to businesses of all sizes. So that finishes my 5 minutes. Thanks very much for listening. And I'm going to pass you now over to Paul Sparks from NFON to give you a bit more in-depth into the product.
Thank you very much, Gordon. First of all, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Paul Sparks. I'm the account manager for NFON for the UK and Ireland, and I'm delighted to be involved in presenting this, well, first of hopefully many presentations for our strategic partner, Avita. So what I really want you to do after this, bear with me, user error. After this presentation, there we go. We have a number of objectives that I'd like you to understand once we get through this presentation. So first of all is why NFON? So us as a business, who we are, where we come from, and what our strategy is. Our market positioning, so where do we sit in the marketplace? Our capabilities, so first of all, why cloud? And then what is our capability? What is our technical capability and our infrastructure? And not just our core platform, but then we have value-added services which we can plug in to our core platform to solve a problem for you. Cloudia is, so just so we can understand, our business is called NFON, and our telephone system is called Cloudia. So when I refer to our telephone system, it is Cloudia. And then our Teams integration. So we have our native applications, and we also have other applications that we integrate into, and we do very tight integration with Teams. We'll also be doing a demonstration. So my colleague Ray Woods, at the end of my slides, will be doing a presentation where he'll be showing you Cloudia, our native soft phone application. Teams integration, so we do, as I mentioned before, very tight integration with Teams. And then finally, you have a cloud solution, you may have a distributed workforce, then how do you report on those? So we have an application called Monitoring Queues, which gives you visibility of all of the activity on the platform, and then gives you a holistic viewpoint of that, which you can also then extract detailed reports on the activity on the platform. So first of all, NFON. Who are NFON? Where did we come from? So we're an organization, a telecoms organization that was actually born in the cloud. We've been around since 2007, and our main focus is Europe. So we are ultimately looking for global domination, but at the moment we're in 15 territories within the European region. That's our main focus at the moment. We're a growing entity, and we're looking to be the largest cloud telephony provider in the region. In regards to our finances, so we grew to a certain size, and then once we got to that size, we had to work out, right, what is the next step? What's the best thing for NFON? Do we get acquired by a larger entity and lose the brand? Or do we get additional investment? So in 2018, we went out to the Frankfurt Stock Exchange, and we raised a significant war chest, which then we could then push back into growth within the business and to R&D to develop the platform further to increase our footprint. In regards to how many people that we've got on the platform or how many users, we've got scale. So we've got just under 500,000 users on the platform at the moment, and that equates to 41,000 enterprises. So I suppose you as an end user looking to do your due diligence on where would I potentially put my voice, it's critical to my organization. Well, you know, us as an organization, NFON, are we in a good financial position? Yes, we are. Are we going to be around in 5 years? Yes, we are. Are we looking to be acquired? No, we're not. So rest assured, you know, NFON are in a very, very good position. So where have we done it before, and where do we fit into the market? So what we've got here is a multi-tenanted platform. It just means that we can provide a solution for one user right through to 250,000 users. So we fit into SME, you know, small to medium enterprises, and we fit into mid and large enterprises. So I've just got some examples of some of the partners that we have across Europe, and I'll give you a couple of examples of some of the deployments that we've done. So we've got some of our largest deployments is London Borough of Hackney in the UK, and that is 7,500 users, which also has a contact center. That contact center services all of the tenants that live in the borough, and that can be accessed either via voice by making a telephone call or by opening other channels. So what Hackney did was go for an omni-channel experience. So if you need to communicate with them, you can do that through a web chat, you can do it through WhatsApp, you can do it through email, and it will then queue up any of those interactions into the contact center and give the people in the borough access to them access to resources within Hackney Borough Council. We've got London and Quadrant Housing Association. There's another one that 4,500 users. With those 4,500 users, they're all using Microsoft Teams as the interface for call control and collaboration, as well as having our NFON platform in the back end. So they've got the best of both worlds, using Teams at the front end and our telephone system at the back end. So you know, some really good names on there, and you know, we've got some case studies on these which we can share with you. So why cloud? Why would you move to the cloud? What are the reasons to move to the cloud? So increased resilience. So whether it's adverse weather conditions, there's been a flood, whatever, you in your day-to-day going into the office, if you can't make it into the office for any reason, then we've got a flexible solution for you. So we've got in the back end, we've got if you've got an on-site telephone system, that just means there is a single point of failure because it's on a single site. In the back end, we have geo-redundant data centers. It just means that if one infrastructure fails, it will fail over onto a separate infrastructure. So in the back end, we know that the infrastructure is secure, and then you as a user every day going into the office, or maybe not going into the office, it doesn't matter whether there's been a flood or a fire, whatever emergency there may have been, you can still take calls. You can still take calls on whatever device you log into to access your cloud infrastructure. So problem solving. So we're in a pandemic at the moment. You know, there's restrictions that are put on us by the government. That means that we don't work in the way that we previously used to work. That could be, once again, everybody going into a single location. Now you've got that distributed workforce. It may, you know, there may be some consolidation that you want to move into a smaller premises, or you know, everybody's working from home. We can cater for that because it not, you know, I suppose work's not where you go, it's what you do, and it's just having access to the right tools to be able to continue, you know, have business continuity. Once again, I mentioned the dispersed workforce there and flexible working. We're seeing that more. I suppose this has been accelerated. It was probably on everybody's roadmap to do eventually, but it's been accelerated by the pandemic. Another reason to move to cloud, it's consumption based. So you only pay for what you use. So it's easy just to flex up and flex down whenever required. If if you've got a seasonal business where you get more workers in the summer, it's easy just to add those additional users on whenever you need, and then flex down when the spike has finished. Increased resilience, or which I mentioned already, and integrations. So integrations, as I mentioned, we do Teams integration very tightly. We will have a demo of that in just a moment. So our capabilities. So we have a data center. The infrastructure is in Germany because we're a German organization, and the two geo-redundant data centers, which are tier 4 data centers, are in Munich and the other one is in Nuremberg. They're updating throughout the day and replicating. So and we've got their load balance, so there's never more than 50% load on either infrastructure. So as I mentioned, highly available platform. It's a multi-tenanted platform, so whether you've got 100,000 users or just one user, it's cookie cutter stuff. You get all of the same functionality. We have 2 license types depending on your budget or or your requirement, and with that, this just goes over the internet. So your existing internet, as long as you've got adequate bandwidth, will cater for a call. For a telephone call, it's 100K, so it's a very small amount of bandwidth that you would require to make a call. So all you need is an internet connection, whether that is a traditional internet connection or via 4G. As long as you've got an IP connection, you can make and take calls and be part of hunt groups and skill groups within your organization, no matter where you are. So easy to use. We provision the handsets, we ship them straight out to your site, and it's plug and play. With our partner Avita, they can manage that whole process and just give you, peace of mind that this will be managed correctly, and that you've got, they've tested the network. They make sure that you are ready to go to cloud. We have up to 150 traditional telecoms features on the platform. So that just means that, we've got advanced call queuing, skill-based routing. So these are advanced telephony features that you would expect to find on any telephone system. We can offer that through our cloud platform. This is all on a cost per user per month, and as I said, it's a consumption model, so you only pay for what you use. Whether that's flexing up or flexing down, that's completely up to you guys. And we have, a network of partners all over Europe, and leading the way in Ireland is Avita. Then integration. So over and above, I've talked about the core platform. So we've got, as I mentioned, over 150 features on our platform. We can cater for multi-office or flexible working. We can also just add on, switch on call recording, depending on what the nature of your business, and if you need to record calls, we can do that, and we have a number of call recording solutions which are GDPR compliant, MiFID II, and PCI compliant as well, in case you're taking payments over the phone. And I also mentioned this as well. So we have a call monitoring platform, which you're going to see in a bit, which is called Monitoring Queues. It just means that if you have that distributed workforce, you'll be able to report on them. You can see the activity of what they do, how long they're on the phone, and it just enables you to manage your organization better by having visibility of what the activity is. We have CTI, so if you may need to integrate into your database, whether it's Dynamics or Salesforce, we integrate with 50 different CRM platforms, databases straight out of the box. We have Cloud Contact Center, which is for our more complex call routing and reporting customers, and then we have Microsoft Teams integration, which is done via direct routing. So we have two license types. We've got Business Standard, which is very basic. So that just enables you to connect to one telephone, and that was usually either a handset on the desk, or it sees Microsoft Teams as a device. With both licenses that I'm just about to show you, we don't sell you a license and then add on things after. Everything is out of the box. So that can be that will be, you know, a 50 participant conferencing suite or skill-based routing. All of the functionality is straight out of the box. So we have Business Standard, which is which connects to one handset, but then you can add on a mobility client if required. There's encryption on there, so SRTP encryption. It just means that your calls are safe and everything is encrypted, so the level of security is very high on there. You can connect into a single device, as I mentioned, which is a handset on the desk, and when I did mention the SRTP encryption, there's no extra charge for that. And then the Business Premium license is where you can log up to 9 different devices. So if, for example, you're logged into Microsoft Teams and Microsoft Teams fails, then you can just log into our native application and you know, whether it's a soft client or the handset on your desk, and continue taking calls wherever you are. With this as well, we've just introduced at no extra cost screen share and video on the premium license. And once again, you have the SRTP encryption on this, but you also get call recording. So this is very basic ad hoc call recording where you just press *1 and it will record the call, whether it's someone's reading off an address to you and you just need to make a note of it, or you're getting an abusive call, you can just press *1 and it will email that recording into your so you'll receive an email in your Outlook. Our Cloudia application is our native application, which is operating system and device agnostic. So no matter what device or operating system you're using, you will have the same user experience. And the elephant in the room at the moment is Microsoft Teams. So we integrate into Teams. It just means that for those organizations that are out there using this application, which is very powerful, it just means that we can plug our telephone system, which is Cloudia, into Microsoft Teams. So you're getting the power of Microsoft Teams and the power of the enterprise voice platform that is Cloudia working together seamlessly. How we do that is that we don't replace the Microsoft phone system. What we do is we enhance it. So we plug directly into the Microsoft phone system. All it is just running some scripts within your O365 tenant, and that points at our domain, which gives a seamless user experience. And with that as well, we've just introduced call recording for Microsoft Teams, which is new to the market. With that just it gives you a native experience. So all the call recording is done within the Teams client, and all the recordings are stored within Azure. And you can nominate which data centers or which regions through Azure that the call recordings are stored. This can be, you know, it's compliant, so GDPR, MiFID II, and PCI compliant. It's an enterprise solution, so it gives you cognitive services. It will get transcriptions of the call and embed them in your nominated CRM platform. It's a very, very powerful tool, and we're happy to bring that to market. In regards to devices, we have a set of approved devices which we know work, and we are very, very happy to support. They are the market leaders: Yealink, Poly, Gigaset, Schnom, Panasonic, and Fanvil. So that's for handsets. We've got headsets, which are market leaders again: Poly or Plantronics, Sennheiser, and Jabra. And then we do room systems as well, which is Poly and other peripherals. So thank you very much for listening to me. I'm just going to hand over now to my colleague Ray Woods, who will be able to do a demonstration of the applications which we've just discussed. Over to you, Ray.
That's better. Now I'm unmuted. People can hear me. Perfect. Okay, so hopefully everyone should be able to see my screen with our Cloudia application in front. So that should be fine. So this is, as Paul rightly said, this is our soft phone, our Cloudia application. And as you can see, it's quite clean, quite easy to, as I go through this, you'll see it's quite very easy to use. So pretty straightforward. This is the opening page. It says your name and your extension number. You can search by obviously various different users if you want to. Normal features that you can do, you can literally put yourself on Do Not Disturb. You can literally choose which ringer you want to have on or off, or which device you want to use for various different speakers, etc., and ringing. So you've got all of those features easily to show at the top. To make a call, you can just use your keypad, which you can see here, or you can simply just make a call by dragging someone over the other side and making that call. Here we go. Here you can see it's ringing someone. If they answer the call, that'll be great. You can see now Paul's answered the call, which is there. I'm just going to mute it. And if I wanted to now share my video screen with him, I can share a video screen. So I can click on the video screen with him if I wanted to, except it won't let me. Okay, or screen share because we're on the video here. Oh, okay. It's not letting me do it because I'm showing this, I'm on here using this video, but you can share screen, and I could obviously then add a third party onto that call for a conference or forward that call to him simply by doing it there. It's simple and easy. Hopefully, did you answer the call on your web browser, Paul?
Sorry, I answered it on my mobile, so you might want to try it again, and we can show the
video.
video.
Okay, just do it again.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. All right. Can't get the right to help. Right, here we go. So call goes over. He answers on his desk phone. Right. You answered on your web browser. It's really simple. Okay, we'll try again. Sorry about this.
Right, go on.
Right, go. Web browser. You wouldn't believe we actually practiced this before this. Just answer the call.
Yeah, right. It's picked it up on Teams, so yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll give that one a miss. But basically, basically, you need to answer it on your web browser, Paul. It's star 55 on the web browser app. Okay. So you can obviously have a call there. You can see who's available, and so obviously, if no one's logged in, you've got that. You can have a history key, so you can see the calls. So you can see I've tried to call Paul Spark several times today, and we've been on a call. If you have any voicemails, it will show you voicemails here, and you can obviously pick up your voicemail if you should so wish to. Contacts, this will show you your corporate directory contacts. So you can choose whether you're using your corporate or your global directory or your private entries. If I click on private, I have a couple of numbers here. And obviously then you can literally delete one or add a user to your personal contacts as well, if you wanted to show both. So that's on my global contacts. Under the settings tab, obviously I can now change my password. I can choose which device I'm using as my default. I can choose whether I want a blip in my ear to have a call waiting, whether I'm allowing people to page to my handset or intercom, and a very old feature called manager secretary working for parallel ringing. So if someone doesn't actually want this application on their mobile device, but they may wish to receive a call on their mobile, they could just select that and type a mobile number, or they could use select an extension if they wanted to. So if I want to use Paul as my extension, so if anyone rings my extension now, I can say that's also going to ring Paul's extension. As I say, it's a very old feature, manager secretary working, but it's still used. You can choose the different ringtones. Quite a lot of people love to have a different ringtone for internal calls, for external calls, and for group calls. So you can have different ringtones for different things. It's you wouldn't believe it's a really sort of feature that a lot of people request. They may be away from their desk and they want to know in their ear if they've got a headset, or on the desktop if they've got speakers, what type of call is ringing without them actually looking at it. If anyone sends you a voicemail, you can. This also can be set by the administrator, but users can say whether they want a copy of the a voicemail, etc. The next tab we have is call forwarding, and you can set up call forwarding profiles to say when I'm on holiday, I want all my calls to go to. I want it to go to a telephone number, or I can say I want it to go to a group. I can say I want it to go to the sales group, etc. Wherever you want it to go to, and these can be predetermined for different criteria. So when you're in a meeting, you can say I want my calls to go to my colleagues, and you can create as many of these as you like for different profiles. Then when you're on the call and you say, right, I'm just going to go on a meeting now, you can click on the top and choose the profile that you wanted to be selected, whether it be holiday or meeting. And you can do this from any of the applications. You can do it from the mobile application, the desktop application, or the WebRTC application. They're all the same, so you can choose your setting for various different call forwarding profiles. Should you be in different groups or want to be in different, we call them queues, but if you're in a different group and you want to be, can you come out the sales group? Can you come in the accounts team? Can you answer calls for that, etc.? You can put yourself in and out of different groups. So I can say I want to be in the sales team now and answer calls. This can be literally stopped by the administrator. You can resolve this feature as so people can't do this, but it is quite a nice feature if people are in different groups and you get more calls in a particular group, etc. Function keys. So once you've done the function keys, these are the keys that you see here, but they're also all the keys that you see on your physical phone or any other device that you may have mobile. Once you've done them once, they're replicated across all devices. And the feature keys can be a number of things. They can be a BLF key, so you can see the status of other users. You can have it as a function key if you wanted to do like a call pickup or a call intrude feature key. You can have it as a speed dial, so you can say I want to dial the local pizza company down the road, or your home, etc., partner, etc. Or you can have it as an intercom key if you wanted to. So you can have it as a paging key if you wanted to, or you can have it as a service key. So any of these can be set to be any features that you want. On the desktop, you can also have fax. So I'm just going to quickly show another one that's got fax. There we go. So let's go to another one that's got fax. So if I want to send a fax, I can send a fax to a particular recipient. So I can put in the telephone number of the actual user that I want, send it to the cover sheet. So I can create a custom sheet and say subject is Avita order, etc. Message, can I place this order, etc. With your PO, you can then attach the purchase order across to it and send it. I know it's a very old technology, but you'll be surprised the number of people that still use fax for certain criteria. This just means you don't need a physical fax. You can receive and make a fax from your desktop to a third-party fax machine, etc., should you wish to. Now, this is the WebRTC version, as Paul mentioned earlier. Works on obviously your web browser, but you may wish to download a full FAT client for Macs or PC, and this is where you can always download the latest version of your application. It looks exactly the same. If I open up the desktop version, this looks exactly the same, except it's let's say an exe version that works on your desktop, but it is exactly the same. Looks and feels the same. It's horses for courses. It chooses whatever version, and obviously info just tells you the latest version. So on here, this is your soft phone. Really simple. You can have this on, let's say, a WebRTC version, a full FAT client, or you can have it on your mobile device, and it looks and feels exactly the same on all devices. So you don't need to have anything. We look at individuals as the extension number. So if someone is ringing me, it will ring on whatever devices I have enabled or wish to have ringing. In my case, I've got it on Teams, and I want it on my mobile app as well. So again, it's choosing what you want it to ring on whichever device you wish to ring on, etc. So I'm going to move that one across, and I'm going to show you Microsoft Teams integration. And as Paul said, it is really, really embedded within Teams. We don't, like some of our competitors, need a GUI to be installed and a separate exe to be installed. We also, when we make a call, are not using our soft phone to make a call. So we're using a proper embedded voice application within Microsoft Teams. So if you see Microsoft Teams, you'll know it's very good. I've been using it since November last year. I'm a very good advocate for Teams. It does exactly what it says on the Teams, on the tin, as it were. So here you can see this is my DDI number. Obviously my extension number is 6709. So if anyone rang me externally or internally, it would ring. And I can make a call using my keypad here, okay, if I wish to. So for an incoming call, I'm just going to show an incoming call coming in. So let's have a look at the history. So, right, call coming in, 920 3740 6709. As you can see, I'm playing all parts on this. Call comes in and I can answer it. Call comes in, answer the call. I'm just going to put that on mute. So you can see it pops up, does exactly the same as what you would have on a call coming in, whether it's a Teams call. Similarly, if I make a call out, you can see it just boots up the Microsoft Teams. It doesn't use a third-party application, a soft phone, or anything similar. It just literally boots up Teams. I'm just going to mute that. There we go. From the call, I have a keypad access to make a call. From Teams, I can show to participants, and I could add a third party into the call. So there's me on Teams. That's the mobile number I've just called. But I could invite a third party person into the call. So I could invite someone within the Teams environment into the call by looking for their name, or I could invite an external telephone number and put their number into the call and bring those into the call if I wish to. Okay, so I also have the ability to, let's get rid of that, to place them on hold, transfer, or consultant transfer if I wish to. So I've got several settings to make to do that call, just like you would do on a normal phone call, but you're just using the Envoice for Teams or our software application within Teams itself. Now, you still get obviously a lot of the differences within Teams. You can create speed dials. So if you really like some of the function keys like call pickup, or you wish to move the call from one device to another, you can create speed dials. As you can see here, all I've done is literally create a speed dial to do a call pickup for particular users. Literally, it's just short codes that you can make on here. If you wish to search for certain people, so I'm going to search for my colleague Kevin. There we go, Kevin. The difference being is now, instead of just calling him on Teams call, I now have the option to ring him on his mobile. So if I know he's out of the office in an area, that he doesn't have Wi-Fi or 4G or 3G, and just he has GSM call, I can make a call on that as well. So I have everything there. So I can do it one of two ways. So I get the ability to do a Teams call or a non-Teams call now, which you don't get with Teams, etc. You still get all of your history, so you can see on your history here, or whether it was an outgoing call on Teams or whether it was a non-Teams call, you get all of that. And obviously you get all the other normal features such as voicemail and conferencing, all the normal features you get with Teams. All we're doing is we're adding to the best parts of Microsoft Teams with giving it a fully functional cloud PBX within Teams, which you may be asking, well, I know that Microsoft Teams does voice and they do a voice element. They do. But if you're looking at some of the features that Paul mentioned earlier, such as hunt groups, call overflow calls, call intrude, call whisper, auto attendant, time profiles, all of those features that are literally been around for some time, those are the features, unfortunately, that Microsoft does not give on its own. And that's where we come to the fold and we give you a true PBX feature set within Microsoft Teams as well. Should Microsoft Teams fall over, and as we know, it's fallen over 4 times this year already, you've still got the facility that if I wanted Teams not to work, then I've still got my soft phone that I can then bring up and use. My soft phone that I can bring up and use and make a call from. So I've got my soft phone that I can literally use. There we go. So you've still got that to be able to use. So you've got your phone. So this, as well as giving you a really cool application within the Microsoft Teams to make and receive calls, just like a true PBX, you're also getting disaster recovery and resiliency, which is absolutely brilliant, and that comes with the with the license. So you're getting, you know, absolutely everything you need to make and receive a call, and this DR plan, which is important in the current situation. It also means you can have a dispersed environment. So if you've got, say, 50 employees, but you only want to give Microsoft Teams to 20 or 30 of them, you can give the others the Cloudia soft phone and still be able to literally speak with each other between environments. So it makes no difference. You'll still get BLF keys, etc., between the two environments, which is exactly what you need. So that's cool. Okay, without any further ado, Paul also mentioned our network monitoring application, which we also have, and hopefully you can see this. I'm going to start off with the wall board that it comes with. So this is the wall board. It could be first thing in the morning, and you can see I've got 4 agents waiting to join in. None of them have logged in at the moment, so I need to make sure that people are going to be logging on in the morning. So the first thing they need to do is make sure that these people are logging on. So I'm going to, they come in and they log in to their application. And I'm just going to, you should start to see people logging in. So you can start to see that a lot of these agents are now logging in and they're becoming available for the various departments. So just want Katrina to log in. Hurry up, Katrina, you need to be logged in. We're opening in a minute. There we go, and Katrina's logged in. Okay, so I can clearly see that everyone who should be available is available for the department. So our sales team has got people, our support team have got people, and our accounts team have got ready. So you can see there we're all ready for calls to come in. So this is just showing, these are just showing widgets, and obviously this is a very busy screen, but this gives you an example of some of the things you could have. So here you can see the individual agents' statuses. We can put little pictures up if we want with them and showing how long they've been logged in, etc. Here we can see the live queues and how many calls are inbound, outbound for the number of agents, agent statuses, and any live calls, etc. So the best way to show this would be a call coming in. So I'm hopefully going to show a call coming in. Please press 1 for reception. Please press 2 for account. Please press 3 for sales. So that should be a call coming in for sales. So that's a call coming in. You can see that there's a wait time, call's waiting. The agent will then pick up the call. Right, just waiting for the call to come in. Back to an agent, there we go. And you can see the as soon as the agent finishes the call, they relax the call, and you can see that they were on the call, and it's now 100% call. They've had one call offered, one call answered, and they've all working. So you get a lot of real-time statistics, various different widgets you can have, and you can see like the average talk time, how many calls have been offered. So you can see real-time statistics on a wallboard. That's great, but not everyone wants wallboards. They actually want some historical reporting. So you can look at real-time monitoring, so you can see how many calls are real-time, who's had the last call, who's currently on a call, etc. You can have all of that information. You can also have reporting. So I want to report on a particular queues. I want to look at all of the queues or the groups over the last 30 days, and I want to look at the breakdown of the calls. So this will give you some statistics. And I can't believe there's not a statistic that there's not here. So we can see all of the agents, who's taken the most calls, literally percentage of calls taken, the service level agreement, how quickly they've answered the calls. You can have who disconnected the calls first. Was it the agent? Was it the caller? And obviously you really want the caller to be disconnected first. You can look at, there's umpteen different statistics you can have. Now there's also unanswered calls, if you want to see who's any calls that haven't been answered, who didn't answer any calls on a per group basis, by day of the week, by hour, by attendance. And if you really want to look at all of the statistics for a particular user, a particular group, you can look at all of those icons, and there's umpteen statistics that you can have. And as you can see, even the call list, the details of unanswered calls, which is often quite handy, which calls were made, etc., or received. So you get all of these statistics, and that's great if you want to look at a particular group, but you can also look at individuals. So I can see, well, you know, I've got some people here. There's Daniel Schiffer. I want to look in the last 30 days, how many calls has he answered? And you can start looking at statistics for him. So he's had one call in the last 30 days. He's not done very well, etc. Direction of inbound or outbound calls. So you can look at individuals. So this is going to give you a lot of statistics real time that I can instantly do. I can export all of this as an Excel or CSV or an XML page, which is really good. But you also might want some of this information to be emailed to you at a regular basis. So you can set up a schedule of those calls to be exported on whichever day of the week you want, in whichever format that you want. So I want them to come on a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 5:30 once a day, and it's my daily report. And then I can choose what, you know, who it's sent to, etc. So you've got everything within the monitoring tools. I could go on, there's lots more that this obviously can show, but this just gives you a quick flavor of what monitoring queues can do. It really is a very powerful monitoring application that gives you a wallboard, real-time statistics, and historical reporting, but not necessarily a contact center environment. It could be just a sales floor or a support floor that you want that to be used for. So that's really me done, unless there's anything else. So I'll hand back to whoever's next to take over from me.
Yeah, no, it's me. Just so
Back
Paul here. Yeah, Paul here. So yeah, this is a really powerful tool, and I think where it kind of differs from a contact center, we call this an informal contact center, whereas a contact center, full-blown contact center, will cost you approximately 30 to 60 euros per user per month. Yeah, whereas this is just a few euros per month, so it's just a nominal cost, which gives you the power of a contact center. It's like a halfway house, really. It's a very, very powerful tool, especially if you've got a distributed workforce. So thank you very much for that. Back over to you, Gordon.
All right, thanks very much, Paul and Ray. That was a great presentation. Essentially now what we want to do is we want to open up to anybody to ask a few questions. and we will answer them to the best of our ability. So does anybody have any questions they want to ask?
I think there's some on the chat that's come in.
Oh, 1 second now.
Hi, I've had a few questions that have come in. Would you like me to read them out for you, and you can sort of decide amongst yourselves who would maybe like to tackle them?
Yeah, please.
Certainly.
The first question is are there any standout advantages that you can achieve with cloud that traditional solutions can't offer?
Paul, if you don't mind, I'll take the first part of this one.
Go for it.
I suppose because I would have come from a traditional PBX background, and essentially the two standout things that I can see in difference between traditional and cloud is, number one, call recording. To add call recording to a traditional telephone system is a very expensive add-on. And also what you find with it is that you then have to store it locally and then back it up somewhere. And again, it adds more expense. You're talking about keeping a large machine on site with hard drives, with failover on the hard drives, etc. Whereas cloud, you switch it on, you buy the license, you switch it on, and away you can go recording. There's no infrastructure required. There's no additional hardware required. And the second advantage that I can see is the complete and utter mobility, in the sense that when you, if you lose internet connection to your office and you have a hybrid solution on site, as soon as that internet connection is gone in the office, you no longer have any of your remote workers working. The office will immediately go dark, the PBX phone system will go dark, so therefore all of your remote workers are now offline. However, with the cloud solution, you'll find that if your office goes dark for whatever reason, if the power is off, if there's a reboot, if there's a power outage, if there's a drop in the broadband, your remote workers will continue to work without any difficulty because they're connecting to the cloud, not back to your office. So there are two that are stand out for me. Paul, you might want to add to that.
Yeah, no, I think you've hit it on the head there. I think it's around flexible working. So flexible working, not just for that user, but it's the flexibility and the scalability of the platform. First of all, in regards to cost, you only pay for what you use. So if you've got 15 users, you only pay for those 15 users. If that goes down to 12, you just jump straight down to 12, and you're not charged a premium, and that it's just, you're only just charged on consumption. I think the resilience thing just knocks it on the head, though, definitely, and access to the platform, because we've got consolidation that is going on in the market at the moment. Business is changing because of the nature of the way the last 6 to 8 months has gone. So organizations are moving into smaller offices, or having that distributed workforce. They need to just be able to do the tools to carry on as normal. And I think with cloud, it's just a really powerful message. It's, once again, and I'll go back to that mantra that I mentioned earlier, work isn't somewhere you go, it's what you do, and you should be able to work from wherever you are. And I think with cloud, it just gives you the tools to do that.
Yeah, and just to come back in there, from a cost perspective, essentially the main cost of any telephone system is the devices. And as of today, we are launching a promotion where we will be providing free devices with the NFON product. So, there is no real, other than a small bit of installation, there's no real upfront costs, and you don't have to have a large CapEx budget in order to implement this solution.
That kind of leads in very well to the next question, chaps, which
Yes.
is, can I keep my numbers if I move?
Absolutely. So essentially, whatever solution you move to, this is kind of a generic question. It's not specific to NFON. Whatever solution you move to, Avita Communications will move your telephone numbers. So without too much fuss and with a couple of forms filled out, we will retain, your business will retain all of your old telephone numbers and we'll move them across.
Okay, and then there was a follow-up to that as well. Can I add users on incrementally?
I'll leave that one with Paul.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we usually see on usually with larger deployments, it's just it could be spread across multiple sites. And do organizations want to do a big bang approach? What we do is that we manage the migration. So we could say move the first 50 users across. They would just forward their numbers to a virtual number that we would provide. So we could start moving, whether it's via building or site or team or division, we could start moving groups of users across to our platform. And then once all of the users have been moved across, then we could do the number porting at the end. So it just means that it's managed, it's scalable, and it's just, it just means there's low risk, basically. Because number porting is always difficult to manage, and I think when we do it this way, I just think the process works very, very well, and it decreases the risk to any deployment and any migration.
Yeah, and just to add on to that, Paul, that would always be the philosophy of Avita Communications is that we try to get the new solution in place first, get you used to the new solution, get you trained on the new solution before we do the big bang move of moving your telephone numbers, moving your users straight across. We would always do it on a install side by side, and train is always the process we would use before we move you across.
And Gordon, you've got trials at the moment, haven't you? Free trial licenses for 30 days. Is that correct, chaps?
That is correct. So I suppose the promotion at the moment is that you can trial the licenses, and if you decide to go with the product, we can then, with the second promotion, and you can avail of both promotions, you can get your devices for free as well.
So that's my list of questions.
Great.
Excellent.
So, is there anybody else who wants to come in with a question?
I think we're good to go. So we are 2 minutes from 11. So excellent timing. So I think at this point, go ahead, Paul.
No, I just said good stuff. No, it's been great.
So thanks to everyone.
And listen, thanks very much as well for Paul and Ray's presentation. I thought it was excellent. And just, I suppose, if anybody has any further queries, or if they find this product interesting and would like to get more information on it, please feel free to contact us on www.avita.ie, and you'll find quite a bit of information there. And also we have a dedicated sales team ready to help you, and a pre-sales team to help you figure out the best solution for your business.
Okay, and on that note, thank you to our panelists, and thank you to our attendees, and everyone be well and keep safe, and we will have another session in the coming weeks and months. So thank you and good day.
Right, thank you. Cheers.
Bye.